Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, we want to go over how we had a recent Turo claim denied. Our red Mini Cooper was out on a week-long booking back in April. We took plenty of pre-trip photos, met with the guest at check-in, checked their driver's license, and followed all of Turo's rules to make sure that we were covered in case of an incident. Near the end of their reservation, we contacted the guests to see if they would like to extend their trip, as we do with all of our guests. Instead, the guest asked us to return the car 12 hours early at 9:30 p.m. the night before it was due, which is well after our availability hours, but we tried to be as accommodating as possible with all of our guests, so we approved the request. That night, we went to pick up the car and only took photos of the gas and miles. We walked around the car and it seemed that the rest of the car was fine with no major noticeable damage. Being that it was late and dark, we planned on inspecting the car further the next day. Turo gives 24 hours to make sure that the car is returned in the same condition as it was taken in. Here is where we dropped the ball. We didn't fully inspect the vehicle the next day, hence we didn't notice the vehicle had paint cracks and other damage to the rear bumper until we started cleaning it for our next booking. At this point, 24 hours had gone by since the last reservation ended, and again, you only have 24 hours to submit a claim. Though the terms of service is pretty clear about the timing, we thought it was still worth a shot since the original reservation was within the 24-hour cutoff time. Up until this point, we had been successful with all of our claims. Granted, we were always within the time frame given, but still, we submitted a claim and reached out to the guest. We obtained a couple of online quotes and submitted them for the guest to see. The quotes ranged from $900 to $1,300. That is much more than we estimated. It consisted mostly of repairing the bumper and painting labor. Turo recommended we work it out with the guest, which we initially did, but the guest did not think the damage was worth the quoted price. When the guest made it clear that they were not paying that much for the repairs, that was okay with us. We decided to go through Turo, and as we've mentioned before, we are on the 75 plan and our deductible is only $250. Within the same day of us choosing for Turo to take over the claim, Turo sent us an email informing us that our claim was denied because, quote, there were no clear post-trip photos of the damaged area taken within 24 hours of the trip end time. We tried to go back to Turo and say that we suspect the guest tried to mask the damage by returning the car at night. But they said that when we chose to approve the request, the liability fell on us and that we were accepting to complete the checkout process within the 24 hours. Although it sucked, we feel that Turo was fair and that their means for denying our claim was completely reasonable. There are rules that both host and guests must adhere to. Had we submitted the claim just 1 hour sooner, there was no doubt in my mind that Turo would have approved it. So what can we take away from this? We understand that we are not perfect. We make mistakes as well. This was a good reminder to us to be more diligent. When a guest returns the vehicle, use that 24-hour period wisely to inspect any damage that is not easily visible at certain times of the day. We are so lucky that the damage was not much worse and that it is something that we can live with. As always, if you have found this content to be helpful and want to see more like it, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We will continue to be as transparent and informative as possible, so be sure to follow along our Turo journey. If you have any suggestions for content that you would like to see or how we can improve, leave a comment and we will try to get to it. Thanks for watching.